CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful was revealed that Grace is very pleased with her future son-in-law, Zende. When she learned that Paris and Zende were back, Grace was extremely supportive of it. Grace knows Paris has been hurt before the cruel man Carter, so she sees Zende taking care and treating Paris very well. So she really wants them to be able to get married and have a stable family. So Grace, in order to let Paris and Zende get married soon, purposely puts aphrodisiacs for the two of them when she called Zende to their house for dinner. That night, as Grace wished, Paris and Zende had a hot night. Not long after that night, Paris was indeed pregnant. This makes Grace very happy and looking forward to preparing for the wedding in the near future. Will Zende quickly propose and marry Paris because she's pregnant? Will the two of them have a happy married life like Grace thinks? However, things will not go as Grace predicted. However, Zende thinks that Paris and Grace deliberately set themselves up, and he even suspected that it was not his child when he saw Grace and Paris in such a hurry to want to get married. That day, Zende thought back and saw that Grace invited him to her house, so it's possible that they set him up. Although it happened entirely because of Grace, Paris didn't do anything. But Zende didn't make it clear a distinction, but quickly assumed that Paris is such a person. Paris wants to explain to Zende, but Zende firmly believed in his thinking. Paris is furious when Zende asked and acted like that, and she doesn't need him to take responsibility and raise her child on her own. Although Grace is upset, she couldn't accept that Zende would do this to her daughter. Did Zende and Paris' love story really end like that? Meanwhile, Zende saw Paris react harshly and had a determined attitude to raise her child alone without Zende. Then he thought he might be wrong, so he apologized and begged her to come back and marry him. He wanted to take responsibility for the baby, although he still had some doubts in his heart, but Zende thought that if Paris gave birth to the child, he would go for a DNA test, then it wouldn't be too late if it wasn't his child. He would divorce Paris, but now Paris is desperate for love, and she no longer trusts Zende, so she firmly refuses. Besides, she couldn't believe that Zende would change so quickly. Will Zende give up, or will she try to beg Paris to come back? Is Paris adamant about her decision to part ways? After trying for a short time, it seemed that Paris didn't want to come back, so Zende gave up and went looking for someone new. Zende's actions shocked everyone, as everyone thought that he was a very nice person. Anyways, Paris is pregnant, so her emotions and personality were more uncomfortable. Given that Zende suspected it wasn't his son, Paris had every right to stay angry for so long. After seeing Zende act like that, Paris had no regrets for rejecting Zende. She also felt happy to leave such a man. Grace feels guilty for making Paris a single mother for that stupid act. Grace will raise the child of Paris, and will Paris have a true love after being hurt by love? Wouldn't she also take good care of her children without Zende? And how will things turn out?